but I remember the day, that Tuesday that the fire started, I was it's so funny, when you look back, you're just like, all the little gripes you have. If you had any idea what you're about if you think this is a hassle, if you have any idea about the hassle you're about to go through for the next, like, year or 2, you wouldn't be complaining about this because I was just like, I was in a typical, like, not in a bad mood, but just kinda like, "Eh, could be better. I don't know, I don't feel that great," and, I got up, it was January 7th or something, so we had still had Christmas decorations laying around. I'd taken them down, and I was like, "We have a storage facility, out in the valley," and I was like, "I should find you know what? I'm gonna finally take these out to the valley," and, one of those tasks I put off because I don't feel like, "Oh, I got other things to do." But I bit the bullet. I said, "I'm just gonna get this done. It'll feel good to accomplish it." So I drove it out to the valley and then came back, and it was like a 90-minute round trip because of traffic, and so I started ranting to myself about the absurdity of how much stuff I had, "God, what it's so ridiculous. We have stuff that we gotta put in a, we have so much stuff we gotta rent in an apartment, basically."
Basically, yeah, you're doing like you're living a George Carlin bit.
Yeah, I was actually yeah,
More stuff.
I was thinking about that bit, and I was, like, thinking about that, and I was like, "Yeah, he's right. It plays for your stuff. Isn't it funny how other people's stuff is shit, but yours is stuff?" Um, and I was, complaining about that and then kinda spiraling into my other gripes, and then sort of planning my day and like, "Oh, I gotta get this done, but then I gotta go." And then I looked up and I saw this smoke, black smoke up in the hills because I was on Sunset heading home into the Palisades, saw the smoke, and I thought, "Oh, that looks pretty close. That looks a little unusually close," but I was like, "It's par for the course." Kept going, got home, and then about 20 minutes later, I got a call from my son's school, which is 5 minutes away, which is, "Oh, all the kids we gotta pick up all the kids." And even then, I was like, "All right," they err on the side of caution, and maybe it's an air quality thing. They like to send the kids home. And when I got there, it was like more sort of palpable panic in the parking lot. People were running to get their kids. It was sort of like the beginning of a disaster movie, kind of. Like,
Mm.
it just felt like it was 1 or 2 notches of panic away from, like, in the movies when you see people, like, crashing their cars into each other, and then that society is starting to collapse. That didn't happen, and the school people were keeping it ordered, and I was just kinda like, "God, am I not freaking out enough about this?" Um, like, I know fire moves fast, but I really didn't think, I didn't think we were in physical danger. I don't think we were, but I guess people in retrospect were like, "We gotta get home, get our stuff, and get out."